woman's rulership, Adam's guilt, and Eve's innocence, Part 8. This is a 14-part series whereby we will be presenting to you Adam's guilt and Eve's innocence. My name is Yahweh Yodhhewawhe, and I'm going to ask you a couple of meaningful and relevant questions. Why did women have to bear the blame for the great fall in the Garden of Eden these 6,020 years? And why did God allow Eve to be the fall guy? What plans does God have for the long-suffering daughters of Eve? We shall give the man the opportunity to blame and condemn the woman through God in Genesis chapter 3, verse 13. Read. And the Lord God said unto the woman, What is this that thou hast done? And the woman said, The serpent beguiled me, and I did eat. My daughters, I first had to teach you suffering, so you could look at the man's failure. For he has failed as a leader and head of his household, whether he was a good son to his parents, and as he grew, he failed as a brother, for he did not appreciate the love of chastening he received, according to Proverbs chapter 3, verse 12 of the King James Version of the Bible. For whom the Lord loveth, he corrected it, even as a father the son in whom he delighted. Hebrews 12:6. For whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth, and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth. Revelation 3:9. As many as I love, I rebuke and chasten. Be zealous, therefore, and repent. The man has also failed as a father and abandoned his son or daughter. And if he marries a woman, he buys into the programming that is a man's nature to cheat on his wife. Thus, he has failed as a righteous husband. The man has failed as an uncle, for he cares nothing about his nephews and nieces. He has failed as a brother-in-law because he has not extended himself to learn about the other person in order to protect his sister. All you men that complain about not having a father, yet still you do the same to your sons and daughters. You men that do not want to be responsible for your children, bring them all to me. For I am a father unto the fatherless. I raise all your children and be proud to call them my sons and daughters. You who have forsaken your children are the real chumps. Think of men like LeBron James, D.L. Hughley, or Shaquille O'Neal, and Kevin Durant, whose biological fathers were not there for them. This reminds me of the book Acres of Diamonds by Russell Conwell. All the wealth they had wished for, they left it inside a woman's womb and went searching somewhere else. We men must think about this. How in the hell we allowed our nation to be exploited the way it was? Our woman suffered the worst. Think about this. She was not only made to pick the cotton, the same as us men, she was also beaten, the same as us men. But the worst agony she went through is being raped by the slave master. Besides, the master picking out any man he chose to impregnate her as a dog or any domesticated animal. Put yourself in her shoes. She didn't have to carry the master's seed or whomsoever he chose. How does she hate that which she has carried for 9 months? Picture the black woman looking at us men acting disrespectful, weak, and like fools for so many generations. You must ask yourself this question: how did our great-grandfathers allow such a tragic event to take place? as letting our great-grandmothers and women folks to suffer such degradation as slavery. Today, mindless black men feed their psyche by generalizing and continuing the degradation of our women. I pray you may be able to accept some true light. Are you men blind to see the dysfunction slavery has done upon our minds and spirit? We are caught up with our little fake and false world, and we cannot think of future generations. We carry the slave system perpetually, and we are oblivious to a solution. We only have one tool in our toolbox, that is, a hammer. Therefore, if we cannot come up with a solution, we pull out our hammer to solve everything by bashing our woman's character. Ye, the black Madonna, shall go from a crown of thorns to a crown of glory. That's in 2 Timothy 4:8 of the King James Version of the Bible. Henceforth, there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, shall give me at that day, and not to me only, but unto all them also that love is appearing. Isaiah 62:3-4. Thou shalt also be a crown of glory in the hand of the Lord, and a royal diadem in the hand of thy God. Thou shalt no more be termed forsaken, neither shall thy land any more be termed desolate. 1 Peter 5:4, 6, 7, and 11. That is 1 Peter chapter 5, verses 4, 6-7, and 11. And when the chief shepherd shall appear, you shall receive a crown of glory that fadeth not away. Humble yourself, therefore, under the mighty hand of God, that he may exalt you in due time, casting all your care upon him, for he careth for you. To him be glory and dominion forever and ever. Amen. As we further look, not only at 6,020 years of the original man's rulership, that is the black man, we must also take into consideration these 462 years in North America. And as I consult with some of the wise men and prophets of old, I must listen to the wisdom of great men, such as Marcus Mosiah Garvey excerpt on the black woman. Today, you have been dethroned through the weakness of your men, while in frenzy, those who of yore, long ago, meaning or former times, crave your smiles and your hand. Those who were all monsters and could not with love approach you, have insulted your pride and now attack your good virtue. Superior angels look like you in heaven above, for thou art fairest, queen of the seasons, queen of our love. No condition shall make us ever in life desert thee, sweet goddess of the evergreen land and placid blue sea. Marcus Mosiah Garvey, February 28, 1927. We must also consider one of Dr. King's masterpiece, Crescendo. Well, I don't know what will happen now. We have got some difficult days ahead. But it really doesn't matter with me now, because I've been to the mountaintop. And I don't mind. Like anybody, I would like to live a long life. Longevity has its place. But I'm not concerned about that now. I just want to do God's will. And He's allowed me to go up to the mountain. And I've looked over. And I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we, as a people, will get to the promised land. And so, I'm happy tonight. I'm not worried about anything. I'm not fearing any man. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. Words of Wisdom by Minister L. Malik el-Shabazz. When you hear me say, by any means necessary, I mean exactly that. I believe in anything that is necessary to correct unjust conditions, political, economic, social, physical, anything that is necessary. You know him as Malcolm X. Other quote by Malcolm X, by any means necessary, or Minister Elash Malik El-Shabazz. We declare our right on this earth to be a human being, to be respected as a human being, to be given the rights of a human being in this society, on this earth, in this day, which we intend to bring into existence by any means necessary. Our objective is complete freedom, justice, and equality by any means necessary. The day that the black man takes an uncompromising step and realizes that he's within his rights, when his own freedom is being jeopardized, to use any means necessary to bring about his freedom or put a halt to that injustice, I don't think it'll be by himself. Malcolm X also states, there have been many of our people across the country from all walks of life who have taken it upon themselves to try and pull their ideas and come up with some kind of solution to the problem that confronts all of our people. And tonight, we are here to try and get an understanding of what it is they have come up with. Further quote from the minister, Elash Malik El-Shabazz. I'm for truth, no matter who tells it. I'm for justice, no matter who it is, for or against. I'm a human being first and foremost, and as such, I'm for whoever and whatever benefits humanity as a whole. Malcolm X. This is one that is special to my heart. I can relate with this one by the minister, Elash Malik El-Shabazz. My alma mater was books, a good library. I could spend the rest of my life reading, just satisfying my curiosity. Malcolm X. Education is the passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. Malcolm X, known as, or by the name as, Elash Malik El-Shabazz. I must also direct the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the only begotten of the Father, that is, Yahweh ben Yahweh, in quoting Genesis chapter 15, verses 13 through 14 of the King James Version of the Bible. And he said unto Abraham, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. And also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge, and afterward shall they come out with great substance. Yes, some further wisdom, knowledge, and understanding by Yahweh ben Yahweh in Acts chapter 7, verses 6 through 7 of the King James Version of the Bible. And God spake on this wise, that his seed should sojourn in a strange land, and that they should bring them into bondage, and entreat them evil 400 years. And the nation to whom they shall be in bondage will I judge, said God, and after that shall they come forth and serve me in this place. Well, it has been more than 400 years. It has actually been 462 years, so we are 62 years beyond that time of the prophecy. Therefore, we shall help black women and children that are living in indigent conditions. The United States government has played a significant role in supporting women and children, and as Americans, we feel that the best way we could serve is by picking up this banner by means of putting groups of 12 women and their children in mansions. The properties shall be in Central Florida with listed prices of $3 million or less, consisting of 12 plus bedroom, 12 plus bathroom, 15,000 plus square feet, 1 or more acres. Each mansion shall also be provided with a fleet of 3 Jaguars XC for $37,254 each, 3 BMWs 320i for $33,150 each, 3 Lexus IS for $37,825 each, and 3 Mercedes-Benz CLA 250 for $32,400 each, totaling $425,000. Each car will have a gas card. The 12 women will attend college online and be employed full-time. Their older children, 18 and above, shall be provided jobs. If they do not have a high school diploma, we'll make sure they get it. The purpose is for creating an environment where future young men and women will not have to look at illegal vices or athletics and the entertainment industry as the only means to obtain a successful life. Our endeavor is to give another alternative, such as in the educational field, politics, and entrepreneurship, by means of providing an atmosphere conducive to achieving a life of prosperity and good success. We would also like to work with those of you, the stars and superstars in every field of endeavor, who have made it out of deplorable neighborhoods, and you would like to lift up those you have left behind, but because you have no concrete ideas how to be a help to them, many of you find it difficult to make a direct impact. Thus, we implore you to tell us what area, neighborhood, or community you would like to raise up, and we will gladly comply with your requests. The properties purchased and the women and children your money helps will be in a prospectus drafted by our attorneys, which shall be sent to you with the names and mansions addresses of those you have benefited. And if you would like to do a photo shoot, video, or to stop by and greet your sponsored parties, you can set up an appointment and we'll take care of the rest. Just send a check to Yahweh Yodhhewawhe at 52 Riley Road, Suite 204, Celebration, Florida, 34747. By this means, we'll be able to fulfill the Bible verses that we aforementioned have read, where they shall walk out with great substance. Through the process of living a life that lifts up the mind, a rich life. Here's an upcoming event. For those of you who would like to expand your horizons, you can make our second trip to our 14 days European and Israel tour, which will be covering 3 days in London, 3 days in Paris, 2 days in Amsterdam, 2 days in Rome, and 4 days in Tel Aviv. Thus, check out our website and go to item number 3 in events at www.thewomensrulership.com. This event will be held from September 21st to October 5th, 2017. If you decide to make this trip so you may broaden your mind, you must keep abreast that you will be leaving from the Orlando, Kissimmee area, where you could go to the Disney parks, Universal Studios, SeaWorld, and you are an hour drive from Tampa's Busch Gardens and Ybor City. That is spelled Y-B-O-R. Let us now learn about the ineffable name. Ineffable meaning not to be spoken, hidden, nameless, unnameable, unspeakable, unmentionable, taboo, not to be mentioned, forbidden, illegal, unlawful. Shh. Silence. Be quiet. Shut up. Stop talking. Hold your tongue. Shut your mouth. Do you want to be persecuted? Do you want your family, relatives, and friends to turn their backs on you? Do you want to be ostracized, cut off, and be isolated? Do you want to be slandered, maligned, and have your character assassinated? Do you want to go to prison like Marcus Garvey, Mutulu Shakur, Dr. Malachi C. York, also known as Iman Isa, or Yahweh ben Yahweh, meaning God, Son of God. That is Yodhhewawhe, Beit Nun Sofit, Yodhhewawhe. Do you want to be killed, murdered, slain like Mahatma Gandhi, the Kennedys, that is John and Robert, Medgar Evers, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Elash Malik El-Shabazz, aka Minister Malcolm X, Cesar Chavez, Minister Khalid Abdul Muhammad, Bob Nestor Marley, and others, such as Yahweh ben Yahweh, meaning God, Son of God, that is Yodhhewawhe, Beit Nun Sofit, Yodhhewawhe, the name that is too awesome or sacred to be spoken and hidden for over 6,000 years by black men in these three organizations. 1. Prince of Freemasons. 2. International Free and Accepted Modern Masons Incorporated. 3. Ancient Egyptian Arabic Order of the Nobles Mystic Shrine, AEAONMS. The secret in Freemasonry is to keep the true name of God hidden, meaning concealed, unseen, veiled, buried, covered, obscured, invisible, the ineffable true name of the Lord Almighty God. The Tetragrammaton, Yodhhewawhe. The Yud is the 10th letter of the Hebrew alphabet, represented as the Y consonant. The He is the 5th letter of the Hebrew alphabet, represented as the H consonant. The Wa is the 6th letter of the Hebrew alphabet, represented as the W consonant. The last letter is the He again, the 5th letter of the Hebrew alphabet, represented as the H consonant. Yodhhewawhe. The Nikud, or rather the diacritical marks, are the vowels, that is from right to left. Patak, A as in bat. Shiwa is silent, and Sigol, E as in better. Whereas when you pronounce the consonants with these vowels, you get the name Yahweh. In conclusion, it is time to stand up and be responsible and accountable. We as a people have experienced many difficulties. Egypt and all you black Egyptians, you have made Israel suffer long enough. Let's call it even for the wrong both of our father Abraham did to both of us. The children of Israel had nothing to do with Abraham casting out Agar and Ishmael. You want to blame someone? Then blame Abraham, not Israel. We are here in this land called America, and we must cast off all lands from us and adopt this new land as our home. It is time we show ourselves to be proud Americans. Are you ever going to live in Africa? Are you going to go to live in Mecca, Egypt, or back to Jerusalem? Then America is your new Jerusalem. Work together and make this country benefit you and your progeny. Otherwise, you are making the same errors and bad judgments your grandparents, fathers, mothers, uncles, aunts, brothers, sisters, cousins, friends, neighbors, and classmates have made. Hence, you are making your sons, daughters, nephews, and nieces suffer. Dwelling on the problem will only continue the problems. So let's focus on solving and solutions. You who have more than you need, stop flaunting it in our faces and help us better ourselves. The one and only opportunity we had for reparation was with President Barack Obama, and we were too stubborn to make him accountable by sitting on the White House lawn until he redressed our ill treatment for those 310 years of free labor. We must now provide reparation for ourselves. You that have the resources, I've given you a partial plan so you can make a difference. If you will like the fullness of my plan, come and break bread with me, and I will give you an earful. This is the day. This is the time. We must put our egos, our injuries, and our pettiness aside. And as the true Americans who built this land, let's make this nation of ours greater than it is. We all know the wrongs that exist, so let's fix it in ourselves. Yesterday is gone. There's nothing we can do to change our past. All we have left is tomorrow. That we can change. But it depends on what we do today. We can continue to curse or bring about blessings. The choice is what you choose to do as an individual or group. Will you let others decide for you because they enjoy confusion? Will you let your standings in a fraternal or Masonic organization decide for you? Will you allow your erroneous families to decide for you? Will you let your job as a policeman or what else it may be decide for you? Will you let your pride and material benefits decide for you? Will you let your wife or husband decide for you? Will you let your parents, especially if you're an adult, decide for you? Or will you make the proper choices as you think of the future world that you would like to create for your children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren? If you don't feel that those who look like you are worth your dollars, then how about the heroes and sheroes of yesteryears who made the sacrifices for all of us? You are more than just humans. You are divine beings. Everyone does not make mistakes, only those who do not think for themselves. It is not a man's nature to cheat, and neither is a woman weak. And Brother James Brown was wrong. This is not a man's world. Remember, black folks before slavery lived as tribal communities. Today, we've been forced to live as an individual nuclear family. Choose this day, whom will you serve? According to Joshua chapter 24, verse 15. For nothing we have done so far has worked for the 99.999% of our people. And our complaints, tears, bickering, anger, hate, and blame cannot change a thing. Let's do something new. Black people have enough wealth in this country to bring about reparation 1,000 times and more. Remember President Abraham Lincoln, which granted the freed slaves 40 acres and a mule. Well, aren't we, as a people, rich enough and prosperous enough to bring this about ourselves? Or are we too selfish, self-centered, and small-minded to even care? Yes, it is true. You earned your wealth. Nevertheless, at least if you went broke because of unpaid back taxes or died tomorrow, you would have used most of your wealth to raise up others who look like you, but are not blessed with your skills and talent to experience economic abundance. Are you aware that there is a 714 to 1 odds against a person having a net worth of a mere $1 million? We're not talking cash here. We're talking your home, assets, cash, everything. But then the odds of you becoming worth $30 million, which is an ultra net worth individual, meaning rich, are just 75,178 to 1. As referenced by Shaw, Andy, 2010, Creating a Bug-Free Mind, Part 1, page 4. In other words, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a poor person to enter a rich life. You may be part of the 1%er, however, if you continue shucking and jiving, you could end back in slavery all over again. This time it will be economic slavery. For you, the rich blacks only represent 1.4% of the wealthy. That is 16,800 households. In comparison to 96.1% of the rich whites, that is 1,150,000 households. Do you think it will be difficult to dispossess you of your assets? At least if they are wealthier black households, you have enough people to help you fight being divested of your possession, because the people you help will help you. But do you think the blacks in the slave ghetto communities will give a damn about you if your wealth was taken away? No, they will be rejoicing over your loss because you left them in the slavery of the ghetto. Ask yourself, if you were the great-grandchildren of slave masters, would you look at the great-grandchildren of slaves as your equal, or would you just tolerate them? You are not building eternal wealth to last for generations. Your wealth is temporary, for when your demise comes, all your money ends up in the probate courts. You must begin to think and act like the Jewish people. They are strategically the smartest minorities in the American system, representing only 1.74% of the U.S. population, totaling 7.5 million people. And they sway much power because they help each other and are not divided. Blacks in America, on the other hand, represent 13.2% or 42.3 million people of the U.S. population. In comparison to Jewish Americans, we are a majority and not a minority. We are 6 times larger, yet our Jewish compatriots control 70% of the wealth. They lost 6 million people in the Holocaust in comparison to our 96 million during the transatlantic slave trade. However, our Jewish counterparts will tell you we'll never forget, while we continue to propose, forget the past. No matter how much facts is placed before us, we willfully continue to keep our eyes closed. Our children can be murdered right in front of us. Our daughters and women can be abused right in front of us. And we'll cry, complain, riot, make noise, boycott, and picket. However, we refuse to be strategic and wise. What Sojourner Truth would have done today if she had your money? What Harriet Tubman would have done today if she had your wealth? What Nat Turner would have done today if he had your riches? What Frederick Douglass would have done today if he had your resources? What John Brown will do today if he had your success? What Harriet Beecher Stowe will do today if she had your assets? I read a famous poem where this person was praying to God about the injustices and all the problems in the world that needed fixing. And God got tired of his complaining prayers, thereof responding to him, "Why you think I sent you?" Abraham Lincoln gave us the answer to reparation in his famous Gettysburg Address. Government of the people, by the people, for the people. So what are you waiting for? Let's go burn our own and be proud to be Americans. For we are in the land of opportunity. For an American is one who can. Isn't the word I can in American? Bless, thanks, and praise Yahweh, Yodhhewawhe. If you would like to know more about the name Yahweh, Yodhhewawhe, go to www.wikipedia.org and type out the word Tetragrammaton. After you study it, then study the name Yahweh. Afterwards, Nikud. And if you can, please give that organization a small contribution. I bless you with eternal riches and give you peace. If you would like to donate to this blog, please see below links. And stay tuned for the next lesson on the woman's rulership, Adam's guilt and Eve's innocence, part 9. I am Yahweh Yodhhewawhe, and I wish you prosperity, happiness, and good success. If you would like a copy of Adam's guilt and Eve's innocence, or the woman's rulership, go to the link below. Order both books for $40. Also order the 6020 solar calendar for $50. Send your tithes, donations, offerings, contribution, gifts, and free will offerings to Yahweh Yodhhewawhe at 52 Riley Road, Suite 204, Celebration, Florida 34747. If you are in a foreign country, add the word USA. Our phone number is 407-668-2457. Email Yodhhewawhe@yahoo.com, and our website is thewomansrulership.com. Malachi 3:8-10. Will a man rob God? Yea, you have robbed me. But you say, wherein have we robbed thee? In tithes and offerings. You are cursed with a curse, for you have robbed me, even this whole nation. Bring you all the tithes into the storehouse, that there may be meat in my house. And prove me now herewith, saith the Lord of hosts, if I will not open you the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing, that there shall not be room enough to receive it.